You're now tuned in to the Week 17 Fantasy Football Podcast with your hosts, Amalean, fourth from the cross, and Stat Guy Matt. Remember, trust no one except for these guys.
Well, howdy, Cowboys and Cowgirls. It's week 4 of 17, and I'm your host, fourth from the cross. You can just call me fourth, though.
What it do, it's your boy Amalean, your Mexican football guy. Let's get week 4 going, guys.
I'm not sure what I just heard there, fourth, but I'm going to keep it simple. I'm Stag Guy Matt, and I'm ready to talk football.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, I'm ready to talk some football, too. I got my win this week. How about you, fellas?
Man, I'm still chasing that dub, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think you've had some rough luck. You've got a better team than what your record shows. I finally got my first win, and my team is also better than its record indicates.
Nice. All right, well, we got our special guest. He will be calling in a little later, Mr. Stone Cold Frankie from Austin. So we're excited about that. We've been waiting for him for like a good whole 2 weeks, or some dude keeps getting sick. But I'll go ahead and cut the music, and we could jump right into our first segment.
Waiver Wire Gold.
All right, fellas, I think they know how we do this by now. You know, we're looking for gold. We're looking for fool's gold. We're going to start with the QBs first. A couple of injuries on the tables. We got Tyrod Taylor, got a concussion, possibly lost his job to Baker. Talk about that later. And Jimmy G, man, torn ACL. Poor guy. First one we're going to talk about, I just mentioned him not too long ago. Baker Mayfield, QB for the Browns, came in the second half, threw for 201 yards, caught a 2-point conversion. I mean, what do you think, Amalean?
Baker Mayfield, Austin, Texas, Texas Tech, Oklahoma. Guys,
Bang.
Yeah, this guy here, guys, man, I loved him when he was in college. He brings a lot of energy to the Browns, but I would not start this guy over other players. I might pick him up, keep him on the bench. He does bring a lot of energy to the team, but this is one of those that he's going to be maybe a buy situation, but I don't see him starting him over other guys.
So we can give this one fool's gold?
I'll give him the fool's gold.
All right, next QB we got Jameson Winston, QB for the Bucks. Has Fitzmagic ended, Matt? Talk to me.
Yeah, I think Fitzmagic may be ending. Last night did not look good for Fitzmagic out there. I think Winston is probably the more talented guy. He's coming off the suspension. I don't think he's worth owning in fantasy. And I certainly don't think he's a better own than Baker Mayfield. So if we're going to give Baker Mayfield fool's gold, then Jameis Winston is also fool's gold.
Moving on. All right, tight ends, couple of injuries around the league. Evan Ingram got a knee sprain. He's being considered week to week right now. I think that's all I got for now. So first guys on our list on the waiver wire. Information they're giving us out there is Dallas Goedert, tight end for the Eagles. He caught all 7 of his targets for 73 yards and 1 touchdown.
Fly, Eagles, fly. But there's no way I'm going to start this guy over Zach Ertz. No way.
Next guy on our list, Mr. Mark Andrews, tight end for the Ravens. He only seen 3 targets, but he was able to total 59 yards and 2 catches. But those 2 catches were 30 and 29 yards. So what do you think about that, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, the targets are pretty low. He might be valuable to that Ravens team, but I'm not going to own him in fantasy. It's fool's gold.
Last guy on our list for tight ends, Tyler Eifert, tight end for the Bengals. If you didn't know, Eifert turned his targets into 6 catches and 74 yards. What's up, Amalean?
It all depends on the Green situation. He might be a good flex player depending if Green is out. If Green is going to play, I do not pick this guy up. So to me, he's a fool's gold.
Sorry, Tyler. All right, moving on. All right, off to the running backs. Couple of injuries around the league. Rex Burkhead, which nobody cares about, got his neck hurt. Jay Ajayi, he should be returning this week. Actually, Le'Veon Bell still not reporting, and Steelers are now open to trade Leonard Fournette hamstring and LaShawn McCoy ribs. So first guy on our list plays for that team that we're always talking mess about, Chris Ivory, the running back for the Bills. He ran 20 times for an unimpressive 56 yards, but he also had 3 catches for 70 yards. Talk to me, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers pretty clearly say he's terrible at running the ball, or at least he was last week. I mean, that's a very poor average there. He makes up for a little bit with those receiving yards, but I mean, he's a Bill. I'm gonna say he's fool's gold, not worth owning.
All right, next guy we got up, Wendell Smallwood, running back for the Eagles. He had 13 touches to total 91 scrimmage yards and a TD.
I'll pick this guy up and I'll keep him in the bench just to see the production. Maybe Wentz gets something out of him more than what Foles did. But I'll pick him up and I'll keep him in the bench. Running backs are thin in the league, so it won't hurt to keep him on the bench.
And I think this is our first gold of the segment. All right, next one we got Javarius Allen, running back for the Ravens. For the third straight week, he was able to score a 1-yard touchdown, caught 3 passes for 19 yards, and also scored through the air. Matt, I know he's been a thorn in your side. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't ruin Alex Collins' week for me this week, but yeah, he still did well. I think I'm going to give you your second waiver wire gold of the segment. I think this guy's probably worth owning.
Nice. And last guy, it's one of the Colts running backs we haven't talked about yet, Jordan Wilkins. He generated 19 yards on 6 touches. What's the hype around this guy? Why is he on our list?
I don't know why he's on the list. To me, he's no hype. You also have another running back committee over there. But to me, these 19 yards, 6 attempts, it's not impressive. Fool's gold, unless y'all got another idea.
No. I think you got it right on the head. Sorry about that. All right, moving on. All right, so wide receivers, we got quite a few. There's a lot of guys out there. So injuries first, Alshon Jeffrey, his shoulder, he should still be out again this week. AJ Green, the big one with the groin injury, not sure when he's going to return, but he will be out. And Josh Gordon has that hamstring injury, which is probably why he was inactive this past week. So we'll see how that plays out. So first guy on our list, I think I mentioned him last week, maybe Tyler Boyd, wide receiver for the Bengals. This week he totaled 132 yards and a score on the day. What's up?
Well, I think he had good numbers this week. I think he's probably a good play while AJ Green is hurt. So he's a beneficiary of one of those injuries you talked about. I don't know if he's a long-term play, but if you need help temporarily, there are certainly worse guys. He might be worth an ad.
All right. So looks like gold for the week at least. Next guy, Christian Kirk, wide receiver for the Cardinals. Christian Kirk had a team high in targets with 8 and totaled 90 yards. What's up with this, Amalean?
Dude, he's fool's gold to me. First week, 1 reception, 4 yards. Second week, 4 receptions, 27 yards. And then this week he had 7 for 90. He's fool's gold to me.
All right, next guy. I think we mentioned him before, but here he goes again. Geronimo Allison, wide receiver for the Packers. I mean, his third straight game with at least 64 yards, and he's caught his second TD of the season.
Yeah, I think right now Randall Cobb owners probably don't like this guy very much. There's no such thing, I guess, as handcuffing receivers, but if you've got Randall Cobb, this would be a good handcuff to be keeping an eye on. Otherwise, I'm not sure. He's probably worth an ad.
I like it. Paul Richardson, wide receiver for the Redskins. He grabbed a 46-yard touchdown from Alex Smith, and he looks like he's the top deep threat on the team.
Guys, there was a rumor going around earlier this week that the guy was going to get cut. All right. He had 1 reception for 46 yards for 1 touchdown. That doesn't show much. Doesn't say much. Fool's gold.
All right. Antonio Callaway, wide receiver for the Browns. I mean, realistically, guys, if we're talking touchdowns, this guy almost had 2 when Tyrod Taylor was in the game and when Baker was there. I think pretty much the whole rest of the game, he saw 10 targets on Thursday. I mean, what do you guys think of that?
I think those are nice numbers, but I don't know that I trust that that's going to be consistent. He's still a Cleveland Brown. He's still not the number 1 option at that position. He's now probably got a rookie quarterback. I'll say this is fool's gold.
All right. Next one is my boy, Jordy Nelson, wide receiver for the Raiders. He's only owned in 51% of leagues, and he totaled 173 yards and a touchdown on 6 catches. What's up?
What did he do week 1? What did he do week 2? Okay. Yeah, he did something week 3, but I'll pick him up, keep him on the bench. But dude, it'll be kind of risky to go ahead and start him. I'll have to see what else he does besides what he did last week. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Nice. All right, next guy, Jakeem Grant, wide receiver for the Dolphins. He only had 3 targets, but he turned them into 70 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will look at this guy this week. That's what, 19 fantasy points? Yeah, 19 fantasy points.
Yeah.
Guys will look at him, and those are guys who aren't thinking long term. This guy is fourth, I think, on his team on the wide receiver depth. He only had 3 targets. They were great targets this week. If they continue to use him like this, then that's great. But this feels very streaky. I think this is fool's gold.
And absolutely not the least, but the last person we have on our list is Calvin Ridley, wide receiver for the Falcons. We're talking 146 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns, and he led the Falcons with 8 targets.
Mohamed Sanu, watch out, because you're about to lose your spot on that depth chart. This guy, he's a real threat. He's gonna be good out there. I think one of the biggest problem with him is that you're still gonna have Julio Jones over there. I see him as a risky flex. I'm picking this guy up, keep him in the bench, and depending, like I said, the matchups, you play this guy.
Absolutely. All right. And that does it for our Waiver Wire Gold. Next, we have our special guest, the guy that we've been waiting on for almost 2 weeks now, Mr. Stone Cold Frankie from Austin. We have him on the phone here, all the way from Austin, Texas. How's it going, Frankie?
Hey, guys. What's up?
There he is.
What's going on? You got your Lone Star ready? You ready for this?
Yeah, let me see. Hold up right here.
That picked up very nicely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, guys, I want to apologize. I got sick last week, and honestly, I blame the Texans, man. I blame the Texans for making me sick.
Yeah, man. They make me sick to my stomach.
Bro, check this out. So I was at the game yesterday, all right? They lost. I went out to tailgate, and I freaking broke out all on my forehead. Like, dude, how bad can it be? It's like, God.
Wow. Yeah. But we finished off the night nicely with a Lions surprise win over the Patriots, who I don't know.
Man.
I don't know if the Lions are good or if the Patriots are bad. The Patriots only win is against the Texans, so who knows? They might be trash.
The Texans might be the Bills and the Cardinals. So the Bills got themselves a win. So
It's not that bad.
So just to give everybody some background information on Stone Cold Frankie from Austin, he is our current All-Pro Fantasy Club champion, reigning champion.
I'll give myself a hand.
Yeah, I didn't line up the hand claps, man. I'm sorry about that, but just to give you some background. I mean, Frankie, you wanna give us a little perspective from your end on how last season was going for you?
Oof. Last season, well, I guess every season leading up to the last season, I just got a little bit better, and I learned a few little tricks. I got a few tricks up my sleeve. I haven't let out the bag yet. I don't know if I want to let it out to all you guys, but I don't know. Let's see what these questions you got for me.
Okay, all right, let's do that. Let's go ahead and start with the questionnaire. Let's get it. So, I got to cue the music for you.
All right.
Question number 1. How did you come up with your fantasy football team name?
My fantasy football team name is the Spoilers. And if you know me, I grew up watching the Oilers. And I guess when I first started out, I wasn't trying to win anything, so I just wanted to go out and spoil everybody's Sundays. And it worked.
I love it. All right, so question number 2. Have you made any trades this season? And if so, how have they turned out?
Yeah. Well, I got Kareem Hunt sitting on my in my starting lineup now, and unfortunately, I had to trade off some pretty good players for him, and all of you guys said that was a bad trade, and so I'm hoping it plays off in my favor because I'm still waiting.
Oh, good, man. We all make mistakes. Question number 3. If you could trade your home team's NFL players with another NFL team's players, what team would it be? And we're talking staff, GM, and coaches.
Oh, hands down, Kansas City Chiefs.
That's not a bad choice. I like that.
I think they're going to the Super Bowl.
Man, it looks like it.
hey, but we still have the better barbecue. Okay, so stop.
And the better beer.
They have Sammy Watkins.
And they have Patrick Mahomes.
But we got Lone Star
That's right.
beer.
Damn right. All right, man. Question number 4. If there was one thing in your league you could change, what would it be?
My record.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna say the commissioner.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Jerk.
Nah, man, I'm watching my team go down 1-2 now, so that's what I would change.
Nice. Okay. Next question. Question number 5. How many APFC championships do you think you will retire with?
Depends on if I retire this year. What? I would say 1, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna play for about 20 more years, so like 21.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah, very confident fella. Okay. All right. So question number 6. If you could redesign the food pyramid without any dire health consequences, strictly for football Sundays, how would it look?
Whoa. You know what? I'd probably just make it 2 food groups. One would be the meat, so any of your ribs, smoked brisket, chicken wings, and the other group would have to be beer. Just nothing but beer.
Yeah.
And you know what? Might even make a small little category at the top for my Fireball, because these Texans have me drinking a lot of Fireball too.
Hey, that's not bad for a Sunday, but it sounds real bad for a Monday. So.
All right, man. So this is where the questions are gonna get a little harder. All right. So question number 7. If you had to drop a person from your league and replace him with an animal, who would it be? Who would it be? And what animal would you replace him with?
What?
I promise I did not write this question. This is someone sober wrote this question.
Drop a person from my league
and replace him with an animal. Who would it be, and what animal would you replace him with?
Oh man. Probably my brother-in-law Frank. I would drop him and replace him with the bull, because he keeps trying to give us these trade offers, and they're just nothing but bullshit.
Yeah,
that's a great move.
I like it.
Frankie for commissioner.
Right. Hey, calm down. All right. Question number 8. Do you consider fantasy football to be a game that you play with friends or enemies?
Oh, you got to be both. I mean, we're friends Tuesday through Wednesday, and then after that, we're enemies.
I like it.
2 days a week.
Even if we're family.
Hey, well, you already replaced them with a bull, so you're okay with that. So.
All right. Question number 9. Which fantasy football friend or enemy are you likely to collude with, and why?
You know what? It might be my brother-in-law Frank. But you know what?
You just ruined that.
Yeah, he's gone.
That's what I thought, but he sent me a screenshot of this proposed trade offer, and in the top corner I saw my trade that was already processed, and I noticed it said he voted against it. I don't know. I called him out on it, and he tried to play it off. He said he meant to show it to me, so I don't know.
All right, Frank. We might have to get him on the show next week. See what he has to say about
next
that.
Week. Let's get his side of the story.
All right, and just for you guys who don't know, Frank is greatest ever, aka motivated hustler. So that's the guy we talk about.
Mr. Technical difficulties. So.
All right, man. Question number 10. If there were such things as fantasy football police, who would be the first person in your league to be arrested, and why?
The first person in the league to be arrested.
Oh, let me get you your thinking music. Sorry.
You know what? It would probably actually be me for public intoxication, because last year at the draft, I don't know if y'all remember, but I picked Sammy Watkins in the 6th round.
Oh yeah.
And that was I was way too drunk by that point, and so everything after that was just out the window.
Yeah, I agree. But somehow you won the championship, so I don't know. Maybe there's some method to that madness.
Yeah, I'll propose one other option for that. I think our commissioner might be arrested. We had a whole Tylergate situation last year. We catch some sneaky stuff going on from time to time.
What? All right, yeah, whatever. Nobody can arrest the commissioner.
Did someone say rape? Oh, okay.
All right, man. Question number 11. What would your autobiography be called at the end of your All-Pro Fantasy Club career?
Man, you know what? Going back to that last question, it would have to be titled Sammy Watkins in the 6th round. Because I'll tell you what. So I was so drunk by the 6th round that I picked up Sammy Watkins. And after that, the only person on my roster that I picked up in the draft was Kirk Cousins after I picked up Sammy Watkins. All those other guys, I ended up dropping them or trading them. And none of them made it to my championship game roster. So actually, Sammy Watkins was a blessing in disguise because he pretty much had me on the waiver wire every single night looking at all the different players. He had me making moves, making trades, because that's kind of what you got to do.
Yeah.
So thank you, Sammy.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Motivational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, so we're going to keep Stone Cold Frankie from Austin around with us to talk a little bit more about a trade that went down in our league this week. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Who wants to talk about this?
All right, I'll do the headline, okay? Kamara. What do you guys? Once you hear his name, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Buku points.
Crazy, ridiculous. Yeah. First round pick.
Yep.
All right. When you think Watson, what do you think?
Not so good real player in real life right now, but definitely a worthy fantasy player for sure.
All right, so there was a trade that went down. It was Kamara and Jeffrey for Watson and Thomas. Guys, let me know what y'all think about that.
Horrible.
Yeah, I think going from Kamara to Thomas, I guess, those are the top 2 players from each team. That's a downgrade. And going from, I don't know, is Jeffrey even a factor?
No.
I don't like this deal.
I mean, I think it was more Kamara for Watson and Thomas, and Jeffrey just got thrown in the mix just to make motivated hustler happy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, motivated hustler, just because I know you're going to be listening to this, I voted against that trade because I don't see you winning that trade at all.
No.
Like, I don't know how you'd give up Thomas and Watson for Kamara.
He has no wide receivers left. I mean, almost no wide receivers. He has Hogan, who I think he's probably tried to trade to every single person on this call right now in the last 24 hours. And Parker from Miami. Dude, I was talking to him earlier this week when he was trying to trade with me earlier this week. No, I was engaged. It wasn't just him pushing. We were engaged in trade talks, and I just asked him why Parker was even on his roster anymore. He says he's got a plan. I want to see what the plan is for Devontae Parker.
Yeah, and if you go back and if you look at Most Hated already has Carson Wentz and Andrew Luck. All right, so now his starting running backs are going to be Ekeler and Ajayi. Oof. Guys, he basically traded the best player in his roster. Like, I don't know, but I see this as a big L for both of the teams.
Yeah.
Does he need a receiver?
No.
He has Sanders and Cooks.
Yeah. I don't get it.
I think it was just a trade to trade. There was no reason to trade.
Yeah, I feel like he wants. I mean, Most Hated definitely has some collateral to make another move. I mean, that's the only good I can see out of this for him. But I don't know, man. It's very hard to just let go of somebody like Kamara.
Yeah, I hope they both have like a secondary trade lined up because Most Hated is probably feels this is a tough decision to give Kamara away, but you also know that he's going to be right back on the market because Motivated Hustle will turn around and start trying to deal him tomorrow
for the whole house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Zeke. I mean, he's got 2 premier running backs now, and he's going to need to find a receiver or 2.
You know, it's hard for me to just downplay this trade because it's very similar to the one that I did before the season even started when I traded away Tyreek Hill and got Kareem Hunt. And I threw a couple other guys in there to kind of balance it out, but it's kind of the same thing he did. But I was at least left with some pretty decent wide receivers. I mean, he has no wide receivers. I don't know what his plan is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, all I know, motivated hustler, come holla at me. I'm wide receiver rich, man.
Hey, my shop's always open. Just come look at my roster,
Hey,
man.
check this out. What about if he traded the number one? Thomas is a top 3 wide receiver in the league. He traded for Kamara, and then he's gonna flip that Kamara pick and go get like the 6th best wide receiver in the league. It's like, guys, I just don't see. If he's trading him to keep him. Like, I don't see him doing any other trades.
Yeah.
I don't know. Those wheels keep turning.
Sure.
Those wheels keep turning.
Those wheels keep turning.
I'm texting him right now.
All right, guys. Let's go ahead and move on. Next we got,
Bro talk.
and today I'm kind of gonna put you on the spot. Spoilers. Our Stone Cold Frankie from Austin. Usually we like to give our fantasy footballers a tip on how they can be better, how they can win a championship. So go ahead and lay that down.
All I got to say is you got to make some kind of moves. If you're sitting here like me, sitting with a 1-2 record, you got to do something to make some moves because, I mean, I'm scoring. My team is scoring. I'm just having some bad matchups like a couple of you guys. And so, I already made my big move at the beginning of the season, and I'm still ready to make another one.
Yeah, me and
I'm still ready to make another. You got to keep doing it.
Yeah, me and Spoiler spoke earlier, and we're having a little conversation, and I was like, he's like, you have to make a move. I'm like, bro, I'm like top 4 in points. There's no freaking way I'm gonna make a move. It's just the matchups that I'm getting freaking lined up with. Like, no.
Yeah,
it's tough.
but if the right trade offer gets thrown out there, you just go for it, or you counter it with something better.
Yeah.
But just don't sit there with the same team expecting things to change because we're already finishing up with week 3, moving on to week 4. Like, you already know what a person's made of now at this point.
And I'm not trading McCaffrey for Chris Hogan, so please stop.
Oh, and that concludes.
Bro talk.
All right, man. So I guess we're coming to the end of the show. I know you're gonna be sad that we're leaving you guys. We're gonna miss you, listeners, but we're glad you tuned in this week and you got to basically talk to us and Stone Cold Frankie from Austin.
Thank you for having me on.
We want to let you know we will be coming up on Spotify and Apple Podcasts now, so you can start searching for Week 17 Fantasy, and we will be popping up. Of course, you can hit us on our Facebook, which is facebook.com/Week 17 Fantasy, YouTube us, or even hit us on our Twitter handle, Week 17 Fantasy. And Matt, of course, he liked to usually, this is the part where he kind of jumps in and tells you guys to submit your questions every week at week17fantasy.com. But I got you covered, Matt.
All right. Appreciate it.
And I think that's it, man. We can wrap it up. Y'all want to say y'all goodbyes?
All right, guys. Vikings, Rams this Thursday. Who y'all got?
Oof. I think they're in LA, right? I think I'll go Rams.
Vikings. That's my quarterback, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I'm going with Rams 2 at a 6.5. Rams are 3-0. Vikings lost to the Bills, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, there's some weird stuff going on in the league. I'm just going to say something crazy. I'm going with the Vikings.
That's not crazy, man. Go Vikings.
Hey, Vikings are sitting at 1-1-1 right now. 1 win, 1 L, 1 tie.
Yeah, man, they're better than that, definitely. But that Rams team is tough as hell. So, but yeah, like I said, crazy stuff has been happening. So I'm rolling with the Vikings.
There you go.
All right. Well, thanks to all our listeners for tuning in this week, and we will see you in a day or two for our second podcast. Peace.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.